Hello everyone. Our project title is Design and Fabrication of Polymer Based 3D Printed Model Using FDM Technique. We are going to use FDM technique in our 3D printer. FDM stands for Fused Deposition Modeling. Fused deposition modeling is an additive manufacturing process that belongs to the material extrusion family. In FDM, an object is built by selectively depositing melted material in a predetermined path layer by layer. The materials used are thermoplastic polymers. Fused deposition modeling is one of the most widely used technologies in rapid prototyping. On the principle of layered manufacturing, the melted polymer filament is extruded and formed. Now, FDM technique. FDM 3D printing is a technology that works on both horizontally and vertically, where an extrusion nozzle moves over a build platform. The process involves the use of thermoplastic material that reaches melting point and then force out to create 3D object layer by layer. This is the assembly part of our 3D printer. This is the base for the Y-axis assembly, which we made through CNC machine. Here this is the Y-axis assembly. The motor is mounted on the rods, which in turn move the bed as per the requirements. The length of the rod is 370 mm. Here Y-axis assembly is mounted on the base frame. On the X-axis assembly, on which the extruder and the nozzle is mounted and their movement is controlled using stepper motor. Z-axis assembly, in which there are two stepper motors mounted on each sides, which helps to move the extruder assembly up and down in the Z-axis direction. This is the extruder unit. Extruder is a process used to create objects of a fixed cross-sectional profile. A material is pushed through a die of a desired cross-section. We are using the method of direct extrusion, in which the extruder is placed directly above the nozzle.
Now let's look at the electronic components that we have used. This is the Arduino Mega 2560 board. It is the microcontroller board that we will be using. This is the RAMS 1.4 daughter board that is mounted on our Arduino Mega. RAMS is RepRap Arduino Mega Pololu Shield. It's the brain of 3D printers. It serves as an interface between the Arduino Mega and the devices on the 3D printer. It also has, on this we are also going to mount the stepper motor driver and the end stops. On this you can put up to 6 end stops, but we are only going to use 3. It also has heat bed controls and extruder control pins. RAMS organizes and compiles the information coming from the Mega so they are properly directed to the correct channels. Next we have the 12 volt DC stepper motor that we have used. We are using these stepper motors for controlling the X-axis, Y-axis and Z-axis movements. This is the DRV8255 stepper motor driver. Now the function of this is that it controls how the stepper motor operates. It works by sending the current through various phases and pulses to the stepper motor. Next we have this end stop. End stop is for the reference of the axis. So we are going to use 3 end stops. We are going to use this to know the position of the nozzle. When the printer is started, the software doesn't know where the starting position of the nozzle. So with the end stops, we are going to know the starting position of the nozzle. This process is also called homing. This is how the circuits and pins and everything are connected to the ramps board. You can see where the extruder motor goes, where the end stop for X, Y and Z axis go. You can also see the X, Y and Z motors where they are fitted. This is the power supply that we have used. It is a 30 amps power supply unit. Here you can see that we have mounted the Arduino board on the frame of the y-axis, and on that we have put the ramps board on the Arduino Mega board. And here you can see that we have mounted the power supply on the z-axis frame.
So to carry out the construction of the 3D printer, we have purchased some parts. So these are electronic parts which include thermistors, sensors and some electronic boards. Then we have the step motors, the bearings, the wires and the steel rods, Arduino board and the power supply unit. So the most important part of the 3D printer is the inner frame and the outer frame. So the length is 370 mm and the breadth is 370 mm. And it has the thickness about 12 mm. So the machining is carried out using a CNC machine, and the material used for machining is wood. So the design base acts as a frame, or it acts as a hot bed assembly, and the vertical frame will be held, the outer frame or the vertical frame will be held vertical, so it will help in the upward and downward movement of the extruder assembly. Then we have also designed some other 3D printed parts using another 3D printer. So the three basic steps that we need are designing, then slicing and then G-coding. So we have we have first designed the part, then we have sliced it, and then we have obtained the G-code. So then this G-code will be sensed or recognized by the 3D printer, and it will help, and it will get the necessary output. So these steps are they are further explained in detail, like how the process has been carried out. So these are some this was the part which has been designed. So these are some of the parts which we had designed, which will help in the movement of the step motors and also help in the building of the X, Y and Z assembly.
Now coming towards the software that we are going to use in this process of this 3D modeling using FDM techniques, we are going to use Fusion 360 software that is used for designing. Then further next we have slicer software which will slice the object that we have designed and we want to print, and it will generate a G-code. And another software called as Prontoface, wherein we are going to load the file and give the signals of the G-code to the printer. So as in now I have directly taken a STL format file which has been done through Fusion 360, and the view of it looks something like this. So it's an object which is created, it is in STL format. As you can see right here, it is in STL format. It is viewed through a 3D viewer at the moment. Further on, after this we generate this STL format file, we go and open a slicer. What does a slicer do? A slicer slices the object and it helps us in generating the G-code. So now I will slice the object that I have designed, and I will import a STL format object. It's on my desktop. As you guys can see, it's loading, and here we have the object which was in STL format. At the moment it is still in STL format, my dear friends. Let's decrease it a bit. And now it's time for it to slice the object. As you are comfortable with the dimensions, as you can change it whatever. You can put whatever material that you're using, the class of the material, the amount of temperature required. In here we see that the extruder temperature for the moment, as a display I'm using a PLA gray, and for it I have to use a temperature for the extruder of 190 degrees Celsius and the bed temperature at 60 degrees Celsius. For better print quality, we can use, or you can the layer which is going to be get printed, we can change the size. We can use a 0.1 or 0.2 or 0.3. The higher the number, the quality will be distorted. So in other words, the lesser the number, you get a greater quality. Further, now we're going, let's slice this object. Now after you place the object on the tray, this is the display tray, you just go and click on this slice button, wherein it will slice the object into different layers. Now the slicing is going. Now the slicing has taken place. So my dear friends, now here as you can see this line, through this we can come to know how the object is going to be been prepared from the top face to the end. If you want to see it from the bottom, you can see it from the bottom itself. As it is still slicing, you can see it over here. After this slicing, we can generate the G code. Now as we can see, the slicing is completed, and now we can see the total cost of the material, the filament used, and total time it will be taking to print this particular object. So at the moment, for a normal mode, it shows almost 3 hours to print this particular object with these dimensions. So now after this we go and export the G code. Now when the G code is exported, we save this G code to the desktop. So we just save it as name it as project 1, okay, and we save this G code. Now we close or minimize the software, and now we open the third and the final step, that is the Prontoface software. In this Prontoface software, we have to first connect our 3D printer to this PC, and then load the file, whatever file we are going to be using. So now as our file was on the desktop, it was as project 1 G code. Now this file, I open it in the software called as Prontoface. Now as you can see this black mark over here, it's the file that is to be printed, and these are the codes which will be with the dimensions which are required. And while doing this, my dear friends, we have to see that temperature of the bed and the extruder remains constant, as we have already set it over here. And after doing this, you can just directly click on print, and the object will start printing. Thank you very much.